What's up, y'all? This is Jeffery at Jeffery TV coming to you live on Memorex from an undisclosed location. Default route. Out here in semi-caregiving mode. Well, the only reason I'm out here is to assist my mother. She is in respite care, I believe they call it. She's in a facility for a month to give my sister a break. My sister and niece and people helping take care of her a break, so my sister can travel and such. And I'm just out here to, maybe visit. But I knew damn well that visit was gonna turn into something, and sure enough it doesn't. I'm not. Okay, I can say that I'm not the person to do this. Maybe it's just me. I can honestly say, okay, it's just me. I'm quote unquote out of the ordinary. I'm the outlier here. I'm the one who I'll even say I can't handle situations or don't want to be in a situation where to provide compassion or livelihood, or for somebody to be dependent on me for their livelihood. The way I look at it is, I don't ask nobody to do that for me, so I don't want nobody to do it for them. I don't want to have that responsibility of somebody's happiness, joy, or lifestyle or anything. And my mother's in a situation where you could basically say her life is then broke down to 6 people. 6 people on the television. And between me and my sister and my niece, the closest people to her, we quote unquote crush the brunt of everything. And now I could say, like I said, maybe everybody doesn't want to go through this. Maybe everybody has a tough time dealing with something like this, being that person. I don't believe so, because I believe there's some people who seem to almost be naturally cut out or naturally inclined to fit that role, and it's no problem to them. And they maybe even get pleasure or stimulated positively, whatever that means, when they do it. Not me. Not me. And even in the case where, if nobody wants to do it, but you have to. I don't subscribe to that. I've never subscribed to that. In any case, you say, well, you have to. Even when I use that to say something, to prove or to support something that I say, I do it mostly tongue-in-cheek, because I understand that life is too verbal. There's too many options. There's too many ways of doing things. There is no right or wrong way. There is no good or bad. Literally, there is no good or bad. So there is no right or wrong way to do anything until you put a subjective imperative on it, if that's the way I can put imperative. I just threw that word in there. Until you put a subjective imperative on anything, there is no good or bad. And it's subjective, because there's no universal good is your universal bad. So you can't say doing this is bad. Say why? Because you have to at least put the because in there and then go on to explain it. Now, if you got God, a higher moral authority, who lays down what's right or wrong, that works. That makes sense. That to you. That makes sense to you. And it also provides a good or bad, up or down, right or wrong. But for the most part, if you don't have that authority, there is no good or bad, so there's no right or wrong way to do anything. Just opinion, basically. And I say all that, come back to this caregiving thing and how it affects me. I'm gonna talk about how I feel, how this situation affects Jeffrey. This is Jeffery TV. That's the only thing I can really talk about, is how I feel, how I react to it, what I'm getting out of it, or not getting out of it, or putting into it, or blah, blah, blah. And it's heavy. It's heavy. And I question, I said, how much is a person supposed to give in this situation? How much could a person give so much to where it's unhealthy for the person needing compassion? I'm saying, like I said, is it possible for me to give too much, where they become dependent on it and rely on it, and basically kind of give up themselves, give up on pursuing life or things in life to stimulate them, where they just kind of just give up, and all of a sudden it's quote my responsibility or somebody else's responsibility to provide them with that spark for life, or that reason for living, or that livelihood. Because my thing is too, just to break it down, we paying $4,000 a piece for her to be in this thing. And I'm like, I'd be damned if I come out there and she asks me to do something. I'm paying what more can I do? And I'm sure there's some people out there, that's your mother, you do anything for her. I'm sure it's gonna be people, you should give your life for her. No, that's absolutely not true. I ain't even gonna fake that scenario, no. I ain't giving my life for nobody, for no reason. You should do it for your mother. It's so easy for people to say, oh, that's your mother, do it for her. She did everything for you. She did this, she raised you, she supported you. Yeah, but it comes to a point that where, like I said, they depend on you, you allow them to depend on you so much that they give up having a life of their own. And all of a sudden, you're their life. And I'll be damned if I'm that. I'm just really not cut out for that. I know that part. I can adamantly say no. No, no, no. I'll be there to support you physically or whatever, but maybe not psychologically or emotionally. I'll be there. I'll pay the bills. I'll do this, I'll do that. We'll get your facility, we'll find somebody to help you out. But to become another person's livelihood, no, absolutely not. At least not at this point in time. In my life have I met someone that I would want to do that for. Give up, because I would feel like I'll be giving up my goals and what I want to do and my sense of self to become, a major part of their life. I'm like, how much? Because I'm like, I'm gonna come out there, and I knew it. I knew as soon as I walked in that place. Can you get me? Can you do this? Pick that up. Can you do this? Not pick that up, but get this. Could you hand me that? I knew it. I just knew it. And I worked 8 hours. See, I'm still, you want to be a little compassion for me, I'm still going through my little work stuff. I'm still dealing with that. I'm still healing and dealing with my trauma. And, I get off work, drive an hour, my long day at work, get it, walk 4 miles, get to work, pack up stuff, in the car, drive to work, park, work 8 hours, then drive an hour on the freeway to get there, and go in a facility that I'm paying thousands of dollars to have her in, and I gotta come in there and do something. And not just one thing, like 3 or 4 things. And it's not like, as soon as you come in, actually, as soon as you come in, it's slam, boom. And that's just not me. That's just not me. It's unsustainable if you ask me. I don't want to speak for the other people in this situation. But for me, no, this is unsustainable. We'll put you away. That's what she kind of said, y'all put me away. I said, we need a break. You're a lot, And then she'll go into, well, I didn't ask for this. Do I deserve this? I'm like, no. I mean, that's kind of a tricky question. If you want to get philosophical, we deserve everything we get. There is no ought to be. There just is. And we go back and forth because I don't give in. I just don't give in. I don't give in and say, yeah, you're right. We should do better. We'll do the best we can. We'll do this, we'll do that. Oh yeah, they're wrong. We gotta get that fixed. That's not me at all. I'm like, what? What are you saying? Let's evaluate what you're saying. Let's evaluate your premise, what you want to do, what you're thinking about. Let's go through that. And it's a lot. It's too much for me. I think I can only say too much. And to be quite honest with you, I very honestly felt that that this caregiving thing, on my mind, it weighs on me. People always say, well, it's supposed to be weighing on you. It's your mother, and she's in a situation, a dire situation. You should have emotional reaction to it, or emotional burden or heaviness about it. I think it's affecting my job almost. Because even though I didn't go through this little episode I went through last night until after work, now I gotta go to work today. And I can see how that emotional burden, I don't know what to call it, I don't care about emotional burden, just whatever, having that stuff on my mind, this needs to be fixed. I'm out here in her condo looking at it, seeing the work that's gonna have to be done here, the situation it's in, has to be dealt with, so many moving parts, dealing with my sister and other people that's involved, and they put in so much work that I really can't say anything. They do most of the heavy lifting there in the trenches, so I just try to step back. But that place is a mess. The house is a mess. And I'm not there, the people staying there aren't keeping it clean enough. But they handling their business. And my thing is, my mother's been gone, she's been away. And as I remember when I left and she went away, she went to the facility, there was no dishes in the sink, the place was clean, the kitchen was clean. Now it's a mess. And that needs to be addressed. But what happens is, the person or the reason it's a mess is helping us out. Just like a lot of the caregivers, their shortcomings, let's say in that way. But it's almost like you gotta put up with the shortcomings because you need them in that situation. Like this little thing my mother was telling me about this person and that person, and how my sister may or may not have addressed it. I said, well, they provide a valuable asset. It'll be hard to replace right now. So, you gotta call it one way or the other. Yeah, it's just things aren't being run the way. Basically, things aren't being run the way that I think they should be run, or the way I would do it. But since I'm not in the trenches, I can't make that call. The people who are in their day-to-day doing the work, over the years, my years of experience, I've developed a sense of understanding that it's best just to stay out of that, let them handle it. They in there getting dirty, they in there fighting the war. Better just not to even interject or say anything, so I don't, continue doing it how they doing it because they're there. But yeah, something's gotta change. And I can just let it play out and go back to my space, where I'm at. Go back to Jeffery Sanctuary and then see how it plays out. Well, I just can't see how it plays out because I'm an active participant, at least financially. And that financial burden is getting ready to be very significant, extremely significant. And I'm like, if I'm paying all this damn money, I'll be damned if I have to come in here and lift a finger. Something's got to give. If I got to come in, see, yeah, it's tough. It's tough, and it's supposed to be tough. And I'm not sure how much you're supposed to talk about it publicly, but y'all know how I do things probably by now, and how I like to expound or talk or discuss or open air things, air out. Because that's where I'm at now. Today's Thursday. It's like, you know, I get there, you know, she's telling me about an incident that happened. She's really upset about that. And it was a significant incident. I mean, it's nothing to be, you know, it was significant. It was something that should be addressed. So she going on about that. It's hard to understand her, and when you don't understand her, she get frustrated and kind of snap back at you. And then if you don't agree with her or you know, fall in, you can see kind of not, you know, she's just not happy about that, to put it mildly. So we go over that, and can you fix this? Can you do this? Can you get me ice? Can you move that? Can you do the clock? I'm like, we pay these people to do this. I'm paying people $4,000, $8,000 a month to do this for you. I shouldn't have to come here and do it. And I know a big part of it is just the participation part. You know, being involved, having maybe me as her son or somebody else involved. You know, somebody from her team to actually come in and do something. But, and it's that, and wake up this morning and eat messages, and I get a message, popsicle potato chips. That's all I get. I get a message, popsicle potato chips. No, how you doing? Forget all how you doing. How are you? That's how I, you know, because she barely type. So I understand that part. So it probably took her an hour just to type, to send the message, popsicle potato chips. So now I got something else to do. And then she'll say, well, whenever you can. And I'm like, okay. And I go back to doing what I'm doing. 10 minutes later, you did that already? Can you do it now? You do it? It's never ending. I wouldn't say it's never ending, because it's going to end one day for all of us. It's going to end. One day, all of us are going to end. There's no doubt. I mean, that's just the way it goes. But it's just a constant demand, continuous demand. And I understand. She laying in there in the bed by herself pretty much. You know, there's people around. She talked to the nurses, she joked with the nurses and stuff and this and that. But, you know, they can't be there all the time. Her life has done shrunk down the highway to heaven and touched by an angel, Heartland Longmire, pretty much, and playing her games on her tablet. You know, because there's no mobility. Her hands, you know, don't work all that good anymore, arms and stuff. So I get it, but how much? How much am I supposed to give? And the answer is you're supposed to give as much as you want to or as you can. It is what it is. You give what you give. I mean, that's the obvious answer. You give what you give. You do what you do. And then, because like I said, there is no right or wrong, up or down. It just is. There ain't no ought to be until you put that ought to be on it and you do that. So I just got to do what I can do. And this is what I do. I talk about it. I go in there. I try to sit there, listen to it, understand it. But the natural me wants to start diagnosing, fixing it, and say, all right, well, what do you want? What do you want? What do you want us to do? You want us to do this? You want us to get a lawyer? You want us to do that? What? What's the end game? Why are we doing this? What's the point? You know, and hers being mother, she's not used to giving a point. Just do it because I told you. So to a degree. But we passed that. That's over with now. You know, I gotta understand. I want to understand what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, because I'll do it better. But you know, you go through it. Then I'll go up there today. And then I get home. Then I feel a little bad. I said maybe I could have been a little bit more of this, a little bit more of that. Get rid of this. But it's just it's unending. It's unending. No, it is ending, but it's just keeps, you know, more and more and more and this and that, and this and that. So all of a sudden I get a text, popsicle potato chips. That's not me. I'm not that person. I'm not that person. Maybe nobody is. Maybe nobody is, and some people just do it. I just can't just do it. I'm not wired that way. I'm not wired just to do what I'm supposed to do. Never have been. Ever since first grade, second grade, third grade. I've never been the one to do what you're supposed to do. Never. I question everything. Anyway, Gary going here and probably go to Walmart and get some laundry detergent. Swing it on y'all 2 times for me, for the phone. And for every elementary particle that has ever existed, any atom in this or in the universe that ever was, is, or will be, the totality of it all. Theory of universe. Hypothesis of all as one. My name is Jeffery.